Have I learned my lessons over the last few years? What have I done differently? Let's look at the evolution of where I've come based on my reading and my talking with others, and hopefully this will help you. First of all, I look at facial plastic surgery as my principal brand. It encompasses all the elements of what I do. But I separated hair out. Hair restoration is a separate entity for the simple reason is that someone coming to do hair transplant wants someone that just does hair transplant. So that is a separate website. It is a separate marketing effort. Everything gets separated from the facial plastic surgery. I could not succeed by putting those two as one entity. But I see that as one that enhances the other. It's a sibling brand. It's a family brand. It's not a separate brand. So I keep my logo, I keep my name on it, and everything works in unison because to me they're a complement. I do mesotherapy, and that I consider a separate brand. Because I only work on the face, I don't want people to think, why is he working on the body? And so I created a new logo. And I'm going to show you the evolution of that logo and where I went with it and why I went with it to minimize brand confusion and to limit brand extensions, okay? I did all these logo designs, and you can see I have a family. All these elements are different. The laser vein center upstairs, permanent makeup, the mesotherapy, the laser center. Even the laser center doesn't have my name on it. So it creates body treatments as a separate idea. Yes, it's harder to ramp up without your famous name, so to speak, on it. And I've had some work with my nurses on this. But my logo is on there. It's separate though. And it keeps that identity unique. So I also believe not only being a specialist, but being a subspecialist. So I've got elements of my field that are even different from my facial plastic surgeon colleagues. I do a lot of Asians, and those are separate ads so that I don't lose the appeal to my Western or Caucasian audience, so to speak. And those ads are separated out. My hair ads, as I was mentioning, are completely separated out so that I don't have that cross, oh, he only does hair, only does face. There is a confusion. Sometimes I still get it. And as I said, you heard my lecture the other day, I do a lot of fat grafting, and that separates me from my competitors. My competitors, no matter what they advertise for fat, they don't do it. And so I have my main ads focus on what is my unique selling proposition. It's fat. And I'm redundant with it. I repeat it. But I do also put in rhinoplasty and other elements too. So how have my ads evolved? The ad on the left, International Mesotherapy Center, again a very vague term. People love the word international, national, United States, Colombian. It's a very vague term. You need something short and catchy and unique. So I came up with the term meso-youth. It's a very short, non-existent word, but it puts together the idea of what I'm trying to do with mesotherapy, which is to create youth and to create beauty. And so it's a branding scheme that's different. And you can see I've taken my name and the logos off. My logo's off here. What have I done with hair? I want the person to feel that there is a very important line. Bothered by hair loss. Everyone's bothered by hair. Whoever's bothered by hair loss is going to look at this ad. And so the key here is 2 corrective works that I've done, and we deliver natural results. So you see that it's a translatable benefit to a patient. If the patient chooses me, what can they expect? Natural results. I also have this it's the same thematic changes it's the same theme throughout. I'll say bothered by hair loss. We cover both sexes. So cover, as in we cover, but also it may be lost in the translation. But and then we have one with different people from different parts of the world. And I say we cover the world because we cover, but anyways, you get it. It can be cutesy, but it has to be a translatable benefit to the patient. This was my first ad. Oh my goodness, so many photos, so much text, a huge menu of services. Watch the evolution. I'm going to get rid of all that. Okay, better, I've worked on the color scheme that matches my website, which is a bronze, but there's so many photos, so many menu items. What are you supposed to, you've got to focus the patient. This is so much. Okay, better. Now we've gotten down to focus on this woman that won a contest, and it talks about her story. People relate to people. Video stories, stories about human beings. Think like the consumer, don't think like the surgeon. So you see here, the winner of the Ultimate Makeover Contest is more focused. Now I still keep my biography because I've heard it both ways. Don't have a bio, have a bio. I find that with my bio, I bring people in because they see my credentials at work. And then a funny line. Are you a grape, a raisin, or a pea? What the heck does that mean, doctor? I got to read this. But if it doesn't translate into a benefit for the patient, then it just becomes a stupid, cutesy line. It has to have meaning into that patient's benefit. You must think of the translatable benefit to a patient. We offer 10 lasers. Who cares? What do those lasers do for the patient? There must be a benefit on the back end to that patient. The anti-surgery, what am I appealing to? The fear of being cut, the fear of looking different. So that's what this is it. Anti-surgery, what is that? It makes you stop and read, okay? Are you feeling deflated? Which is also, I don't maybe lost some in the Spanish, but deflated meaning sad, but also deflated because the, hollowness. So again, with a great before and after, that shows it. There is something different in a newspaper ad. They don't work all together. I'm going to show you this ad worked really well because it's a very short, crazy line. 1 + 1 = 3. What is that, doctor? Let's read it up. Read about it. So you read about it. But some ads, same thing here, just as a different variation of that, worked well in the newspaper. Let me show you, when I translated that same ad into a magazine, it was too cold. It didn't create a bond with a patient. And so it's a different venue. I got a very bad reader response from that. Actually, there were surveys taken. So it worked well in a different venue, a different, in the newspaper, but it didn't work well in a high-class magazine. So the other thing, remember I talked about that book, the public relations are critical. It gives you legitimacy and authority in the marketplace. So I have a full-time publicist. She worked with me, getting me on local television, in local magazines. Some spots are paid, some spots are not. But she works tirelessly on my behalf to go out there and put me in the focus of the media. Because if you're in the media, you have legitimacy, you have authority, and you're different from everyone else, period. Thank you.